If you're watching this video in real time, then that means that it's been 1 day since Hung Vanngo has launched his makeup line. I can't tell you the last time I was this excited for a brand new brand to launch, but my gosh, when I tell you I've been a fan and a admirer of Hung Vanngo and his incredible artistry for a very, very long time as a makeup artist, this to me just feels so right. He was kind enough to send me an entire collection and this very handy, if you're a makeup artist, you know how handy these are, this makeup bag, which I will 1000% be repurposing for probably my own makeup, because I have so many of these from my pro kit that I schlep around. But Hung Vanngo was kind enough to send me his collection. I had already planned, I had marked my calendar, literally. I had marked my calendar for September 8th, which if you're watching this in real time was yesterday. That's when the entire brand and all the collection and everything that this master has launched has been available. I had marked my calendar for that date because I was planning on buying quite a bit of his collection to do this exact video. Long story short, he was so kind. He's been so gracious. Him and I have DM'd back and forth. I like to call us internet friends. Hopefully we'll be friends IRL someday. So that's on my bucket list, is to take Hung to dinner one time in LA. So Hung, call me up. Let's go to dinner. Let's go somewhere fun. Let's go to I don't know. Let's go get pizza. Let's go get something casual. Either way, I'm so excited for this launch, and I was going to buy the products, and he had reached out, and then his team had reached out and offered to send me the collection, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But honestly, I still feel kind of guilty because I want to support a fellow artist at the end of the day. I want to invest my money. So I actually will be buying some other stuff from his collection. And I do plan, hopefully very, very soon, probably after this video is wrapped up filming, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for one eyeshadow palette. So there's plenty of eyeshadow palettes and different color scenarios that he launched. I'm going to do a poll, so check that out on probably my Instagram and also my YouTube post page. I'm going to launch a poll, and I'm going to ask you all to vote for your favorite color combination palette that Hung Vanngo has launched. The winner of the one that gets the most votes, I'm going to buy that palette. I'm going to do a giveaway for one lucky winner, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's open this bad boy. This video is uncut. My thoughts are uncut. My mistakes are uncut. So fingers crossed there's not that many mistakes in this video. I want to talk about the packaging really quick, and look how beautiful his artistry is, and look how beautiful the imagery is. I love this hair. Stunning. But I do want to talk about this really quick, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty, and we'll get into the really fun meat of this video, which is actually putting the makeup on my skin. But I want to quickly call this out because I thought this was very generous, and it just shows you where Hung's heart is, and his heart is based in the artist community, and I really just absolutely love this so much about him. But in this back of this mailer, it says, I'm in his words, I'm so excited to share Hung Vanngo Beauty with you. I am so grateful for all the opportunities I've had as an artist, which he has incredible clients. I mean, I'll tag his Instagram. If you're not following him, I'd be really surprised, but I'll make sure, mental note, Nikki, to tag his IG handle because that's where he posts a lot of his work. He's also on YouTube. I'll post his YouTube channel too, which is phenomenal. But he says, I want my brand to be able to support the artistry community with an ongoing pro discount through hungvanngobeauty.com. Whether you're working on set, backstage, or in the studio, I hope these products help elevate your kit. I just love that sentiment. I love where his heart is. And let's dive in to some Hung Vanngo Beauty. Long awaited, long overdue. I think we were all waiting for Hung Vanngo to crush the makeup artistry or the makeup brand community. And one more thing, I want to just open this up because this is also beautiful and it deserves some attention. Come on, look at that. So you can see right here is all the color combinations for the eyeshadow palettes. So I'll be doing that poll, so keep an eye out for that. Here's the other side. Eyeliners, there's pretty much everything you need colored cosmetics wise. There's not foundation, so I'll be implementing a foundation from another brand, as well as a few other things like mascara, concealer. My brows are on, things like that. That's already on. Let's open all this up. Let me show you the inside of this awesome makeup kit. You're probably really familiar with these at this point. If you follow makeup artists online, we all have these kits that we work out of because it makes our lives really easy. So I have the soft blurring bronzer, beautiful packaging. I'm going to show you everything so you could kind of feel like you're shopping the brand with me in real time, and you get a really good sense of what the brand aesthetic is like, what the brand's products look like, and all that good stuff. So this is the bronzer in Hard Working. I was able to select my shades, by the way. I love the big pan. Like, that's just so much more convenient than so many other bronzers and palettes that brands are coming out with. Like, give it to us straight. Like, this is just so easy, you know, like just dip into a big square pan or a big round pan and you're able to get like a good saturation on your brush rather than like digging into something small. My biggest complaint from like a celebrity brand or just like a brand in general that was like a newer brand was like Give Beauty had that bronzer duo, but the pans were like this, you know, they were like rectangular and just not convenient to like put a big powder brush into, you know what I mean? So I really appreciate that shape is what I'm trying to say. I also have the blush in Born from Beauty. I love the titles of his collection. I love the way he's named his collection. I think it's really, like, you can tell there's a lot of thought behind it, and I'm sure there's a lot of backstory too. Ooh, that's a pretty color. So that's Born from Beauty. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. All right. Got a promising makeup look ahead of us. Now, I was able to secure 2 eyeshadow palettes. Did I pick them both, like both the neutrals that were available? I did, but I will buy a colorful one eventually, I promise you. But this is the palette in, the color combination is Wonderful Warm. So it's gonna be a warm brown, warm tone palette. I mean, how could you go wrong? I just really wanted this because I had visions of putting this in my professional kit and just getting a lot of mileage out of it, which I can't go wrong with the brown eyeshadow palette, you know? Is it the most exciting? Have you seen me use browns a lot? Yes, but it is the way I like to do my makeup, so I'm just gonna stay true to me. But I do have my eye on the purple palette, and I will buy that one for myself eventually. This is the color combination in the shade New Neutral. So definitely a lot more neutral, as you can see. I'm gonna hold up both so you can kind of compare the warmth, the warm one with the neutral one. So neutral, Wonderful Warm, both are gorgeous. I'm leaning towards doing the neutral, but we'll see where this makeup look takes us. I got 2 lipsticks. I got 88 and I got Wild Rose. Wild Rose and 88 just spoke to me and they looked so beautiful. Very wearable. And ooh, let's give it up to that embossed lid. That is cool. There's like a soft touch kind of texture. Really gorgeous packaging. Really classic. I love that Hung went very classic with the outer packaging, just the overall style of the brand. I just feel like it's very, very timeless and very, very classic. It's not trying to be too, I don't know, too like wild and crazy and different. It's just timeless, you know? Timeless in a really fantastic way. This is the shade 88. Gorgeous. And then we have some, I think, lip liner and eyeliner. I'm going to put this down here so I have a little bit more room, and let's then dive into this makeup look. I also got the eyeliner. It's a longwear eyeliner in the shade Tie It Together. Makes a lot of sense. Oof, nice packaging. Everything is red and so fun. I love the bright color of the branding. That was all nice and solid. So beautiful long-wearing brown eyeliner pencil. And I also got black. I forgot about that. I got black. I got Fashion Black. Just a nice solid pencil. So the difference between these two is one is a kohl. So soft velvet kohl eyeliner. Kohls are very manipulable. I always can't talk when I'm doing a Nick and cut because it's like the fear of like knowing that I can't cut it out. Anyway, these are very like movable. You can manipulate it. You can get a package shoved through your door while you're talking about it. And then this is one that's going to be more of like a gel, long wearing, classic, like more modern formula. This is going to be more of the classic formula, I should say. Last but not least, and then I promise you I'll move on to putting makeup on my face. So stay with me. The tutorial is going to start very, very soon. Hold on. I have the lip liner in the shade As Much As You Like. And this is also so pretty. Ooh, okay, that's going to be gorgeous. That is the lip liner in As Much As You'd Like. So I'll be doing a nude lip, clearly, because I have a very nude lip liner. For now, let's kick things off with a bang. I'm gonna do some foundation so I can get this makeup look going. For foundation, I'll be mixing equal parts of the Auric Glow Lust in the shade Pyrite and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Impeccable Foundation in 2N. Everything will be linked. Let's do 1 pump of Anastasia and 1 pump of Auric. Let's see if we need any more, but let's start with this. Start like a little bit more. Start with less is more, basically. I'm dipping in with my Ant 17 brush, and let's get this party started. I want to really focus on Hung's products and not make it about the rest of the complexion and the rest of the makeup. So we're basically going to slap this on pretty quickly. You're going to watch all the blending in real time because this video is uncut, which means if you want to skip the blending and you want to skip the foundation, you won't hurt my feelings. I won't know. Feel free to do so. Or if you find this soothing, like I know a lot of you do, then continue to watch and watch my complexion transform. I've been really enjoying these two together. So equal parts, because the Anastasia is pretty full coverage. And depending on like how my skin's feeling, sometimes I want like a little bit more glow infused throughout it. And today's one of those days. Just getting a nice even coat all over. Let's work this into my hairline. And if you stick around through this whole makeup look, you will really see an entire makeup look come together. But I am going to keep the skin pretty minimal. So in that case, I'm just going to rely on the powder bronzer for this makeup look. I am not going to do what I would typically do as an artist and just as a makeup wearer, which would be layering a cream or a liquid bronzer underneath and then locking it in and building up the intensity with that like-minded powder bronzer. I want to just showcase Hung's makeup as clearly as possible. And so for that, I'll be doing 1 blush, 1 bronzer. Both are going to be from Hung. Now, concealer is from Miss Estee Lauder. I'm grabbing my N14 brush. I'm going to tap in the Estee Lauder concealer in the shade 2N. Just get this nice and going. Tapping it in. Coverage of this concealer is just so full and so flawless. Gonna do a little baby highlighting with this as well. Gonna wrap this around my nose where I have excess redness. And now I will be using an eyeshadow primer for this look. I'm just gonna go very neutral and very light, just to knock out any additional redness I have on my eyelids. I have a bit of Nora's Soft Matte Concealer just underneath my brow bone, just to clean up my brows. But I want to add a little bit more brightness. So for that, I'm going to be using Bisque from Makeup by Mario. Pretty much a staple in my life at this point. All of these are taupe, chestnut, mauve is a new favorite, sandstone is incredible. Bisque is going to be very nice and bright. So the shadows that we put on top will be very, very true to their tone, and we'll really get to see what the impact is with these shadows. Same brush, I'm going to tap this in with the N14. And just coat this all over the eyelid and then blending up into the crease. Nice. We have a true blank canvas happening right now, which to me is like the best way to test new eyeshadows, to see what the pigment is like and all that good stuff. Now I'm going to lock in this eye primer and concealer with a little bit of the Makeup by Mario setting powder in Fair Pink. I say a little bit because I mean just a little bit. I don't want to over matte it so the pigments of the eyeshadows don't stick, but I want to have a nice smooth base to ensure I have a really easy blend. And also I have very greasy eyelids, so this is just going to help immensely. Okay, let's now dive in. And I think what we want to do, gosh, I wish you could vote in real time. Do we go warm or do we go cool? Or neutral, excuse me. Neutral or warm. I am just going to... Let's go neutral. I'll do the warm. You know I'll use it. I'm a huge fan of warm shadows. So you know I will get to it. I promise you. But let's do the neutral one. I'm going to start with my N13 brush with BK Beauty. Let's just get a feel for this palette. And what I want to do is dip into this very obvious light shade first. And get a feel for the pigment before I dive into the deeper shades. So I'm going to run this below my brow bone, excuse me. And just a little bit in this inner tear duct. They're quite pigmented. Same brush. Let's now dip into this more transition shade. Grab a mirror. It's pretty. Very pretty. Definitely one of those colors I grab and gravitate towards every time I'm starting my client's makeup. I'll grab a color like this, lay it down in the crease, and then build up from there, either like building up the intensity in the outer corner, doing a shimmer on the lid. This color kind of reminds me a lot of a very iconic shade from MAC. Do you guys all remember Cork from MAC? Cork was such a staple as a MAC girl. You couldn't do a makeup look without like Cork, soft brown, saddle, brown script. Gosh, what was another one that we all liked? Bamboo was a good one. Samoa Silk. That's pretty, but this reminds me a lot of Cork. Very buildable, which I prefer because I'm getting a good range. Like I could have stopped a little bit more natural, but right now I'm just building up the intensity and building up an eye makeup look. So if you ever want to see like how to get a eye makeup look from like the ground up, this is really going to be, you're going to get that in this video as well because it's not cut. So please sit back and grab something to eat, something to drink, preferably a matcha. I mean, I don't know if you like matcha. I'm craving one so bad currently. So bad. I'm also really craving popcorn. I had popcorn in my studio because Lisa J was here very recently and we filmed a couple of videos together. Spoiler alert, they're going to come out very, very soon. But one of her favorite snacks, and I only know this from like watching her Instagram stories, but she loves that Boom Chicka popcorn, like the kettle one. It comes like a purple bag. So I bought like all these individual packs of that popcorn. Her and I forgot to eat it because we were really busy filming. But since she's left, I have had a bag of it every single day. So now I'm fully obsessed with it and partially addicted to it. That and matcha or Diet Coke. And man, I am a happy girl over here. If you give me any of those things, I am good to go. So it may seem like it's a slow start to build up this eyeshadow, but I'm really just carefully building up and trying to map out what kind of look I want to do in my head. Transition shades really give you the opportunity, especially if you're a working makeup artist, they give you this opportunity and this time to basically map out your client's eye makeup look. Or if you're someone at home, you're not a makeup artist, it gives you the same time as well. So it kind of gives you this time to map out what the rest of the eyes and the rest of the things you want to do without having like idle time. So as I've been chatting, I've been also mapping out my eyes and looking at myself in this little mirror and seeing where I want to take this eye makeup look. And I do want to go more classic, but I also want to make it sexy. Here's Mitch. Sorry for the quick interruption. I had to have a couple sips of matcha. I am back. Let's continue on with this eye makeup look. Same N13 brush, same brush that has the same amount of product or same eyeshadow on it. Totally great because we're just going to build upon this look and add this deeper shade to intensify and start to build up the depth. Oh yeah. Coming together. These are really beautiful textures. And so far they're extremely easy to blend on and to build up and to work with. So right now I'm just doing some fine tuning, softening this edge, and actually to soften that edge a bit more, I'm going to grab a clean N13 brush and dip into a bit of that lighter shade one more time. And then going back. Gorgeous. Okay. I think for the shimmer, I'm torn between all of these because they're really beautiful. I mean, there's not one in the bunch that I think would go, that wouldn't go. Like, they're all gorgeous metallics that we could definitely incorporate. I think let's go a little bit more bold. Let's go for the deeper one right here. I think that's going to be a good option. I'm going to swipe this on with my fingertip and see how easy it's going to adhere to my eyelid. Yeah, that's a really pretty color. Very classic. And I think we'll add a lighter color in the tear duct just to pop and to highlight a bit more. These are very pigmented. Also, I want to call out, I've done a lot of blending in the crease and a lot of blending in the outer corner, and I have pretty much almost zero fallout on my skin, which is a really good sign. These are really sticking to my skin. The blend is phenomenal. And there's zero fallout in the palette. So, you know, I love Makeup by Mario palettes, but there is quite a bit of fallout at times when you're dipping into those palettes. They're still phenomenal, but there is quite a bit of kick up, as some people call it. Okay, that's looking really pretty. Do I look like one of his models yet? Probably not. Okay, let's use one of these eyeliners. I think what we're gonna do is, I think I'd like to, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay. Let's tightline with the brown, and then we'll do the black on the top lash line. The reason for that is because the black is a kohl, and kohls are going to run a lot in your waterline if you put them in a wet area, just because the formula, it's not like a gel, it's long wearing. So the gel in the waterline is going to be the best bet if you're tightlining. And save the kohl, oh, that's pretty. Save the kohl for the top lash line. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's do the kohl or the gel inside. Just deepen up my lash line. That went on really nice and creamy. Trying to tuck this as close to my lashes as possible. Oh, that's really nice. Do a little bit on the outside too, just a little. We'll use a little combination of these two liners. Okay, I did a little tightlining with the bottom lash line as well. Let me grab a N12 brush. Let's smudge this out, particularly on the bottom lash line. Oh, that's pretty. Wow. That is a really cool red, more of like a red-brown. I definitely still had playtime with this eyeliner, which is great. So now let's actually go in with the black kohl. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a smudgy wing. So I'm going to look straight into my mirror, actually go this way. Just to kind of pull up my eyes a bit. Definitely going for the sultry look with this. Gonna go back really quickly to the N12 brush and smudge out this edge. Feeling pretty, much more pretty. Gonna grab a pointed Q-tip and some micellar water. This is from Bioderma. I use this all the time. I'm just gonna clean this edge up a little bit and I think pull this out a touch, so straight ahead. Oh yeah. We haven't set my concealer, so it's gonna be easy to add a bit more once we've cleaned this up. Okay, we're in a good spot. A bit more of Estee Lauder. Just to clean that edge up. Gonna grab my N16 brush. And just clean up right underneath that wing. I definitely feel very pretty with this eye makeup look. Very, very pretty. I'm going to use that same N12 brush that we smudge out the eyeliners with. I'm going to dip into this final darker shade in the palette, this really rich dark brown. Tap off the excess. We're going to further lock in both pencils. Intensifying them a bit more and also just, again, locking in the texture of it so they really don't have a chance to run if they're going to run. There we go. Very pretty. Wow. Really pretty tones, really pretty palettes. And they're not so big too, where like they're bulky and they're not travel friendly. I feel like these are very travel friendly sizes. And just really good color combinations. Okay, I think we're gonna walk away from the eyeliner for a bit. Let's pop on some mascara. I actually have a new mascara from Vive. It's the Icon Mascara, and how gorgeous is this packaging? Vive always knocks it out of the park with the packaging. This is very substantial and very weighted. It's more of a dramatic formula, and the wand is very dramatic as well. Look at that wand. Very unique. Let's do some quick mascara. I haven't decided if we want to do lashes or not yet. I have them out just in case. If I do choose to use lashes, I think it will be the half lashes or the Ardell 420s cut in half, used as a half lash. We'll take a look once the rest of the makeup is on, and we'll see if we still need it for this eye makeup look. I have a feeling that we might not need it because it's already giving drama, and I don't think that we need to add too much to it. But let's talk about that pigment. The pigment is buildable, beautiful, no fallout. They blend it on super quick and easy. That shimmer is gorgeous. Very classic, very timeless, very universally flattering. I think both these palettes are just extremely universally flattering. Okay. Gonna step away from that for a second. Gonna go back to the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Powder. This is the last of what I have left of Fair Pink. I'm gonna use it up till the very end because this is a phenomenal powder from Makeup by Mario. And let's go ahead and officially lock in the under eye concealer. Ooh. Let's drop a bunch of powder above my lip. Oopsie. Let's set the T-zone. Let's reduce a little bit of shine because I have a little bit too much going on, I think. Let's clean that up. All right, we're set. I'm gonna go back to the palette. We're gonna do a lot of the same things we just did a second ago, and we're going to complete this eye makeup look. So grabbing a clean N12 brush, I'm gonna dip into that first transition shade that we used earlier and just complete this eye makeup look by basically pulling the same shades we have in the top crease onto the bottom lash line. Oh yeah, it's really pretty, wow. Dipping now into that deeper brown. Just in the outer corner of the eye. And then last but not least, as promised, I'm going to take a BK Beauty 207 brush and let's dip into this beautiful, slightly more champagne-y shade. And we'll use this to pop that tear duct area even more. Trying to utilize as many shades in the palette as possible just so you can get like a really good idea of what they're capable of doing. But just know I'll be using this palette in so many other tutorials and so many other ways to come. So this won't be the only time you see it in action, but I want to give you like a really good representation of what it can do. So this is a nice full glam eye makeup look that you can create with this palette. And now we can move on to bronzer. I am in desperate need of bronze at my skin. I feel very pale. I'm gonna grab the BK Beauty 104, a classic, and use the shade Hardworking. And let's bronze away. Oh yeah. Oh, she's pigmented. Wow. Okay. Let's actually buff this in to my complexion. I have very minimal setting powder on my forehead. As you saw, I just put it right here. So this is blending on really nice, even onto like more wet skin without sticking and getting patchy. Very pretty. Nice tone. It's like a golden bronze tone. I'm gonna get my entire forehead practically except for the inside between my brows, but that looks really pretty. It's very smooth. It's very like soft focus. It's a good, it's a solid formula, like a nice solid, no complaints formula. It is matte. So if you like a good matte, smoothing, and it definitely is blurring like it says. So maybe for anyone who has texture or wants that more blurring, smooth matte finish to their bronzer, this is going to be a good option. I'll have everything linked since everything is now available. So everything you could check out in the description box below, including the price point and all that good stuff. Very nice. Just getting this all over. Getting a nice lift. And do we do lashes? That is the question. Do we need them? Do we really need the lashes? I'm torn. I don't need them, but it's kind of nice sometimes when you're doing a full glam makeup look to do a little half lash at least. Kind of just completes the look sometimes, but we'll see after lip is on. We'll try to remember to look back and see if we want to add them. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush really quickly. I'm going to dive into a N14, taking the tip of the brush. I'm just going to add this to finish up this contouring, like this sculpting on my nose. Because I basically just hit the tip and the bridge of my nose with the bronzer, so I want to make sure I continue it up into my brows. Really give this eye makeup look a very complete, very cohesive look. You don't really want to leave out this inner corner of your, the top bridge of your nose. Just really gives it like a complete, like finished look, in my opinion. Just kind of buffing this into the brow. There we go. Definitely feeling more structured now. Very nice. One thing I do want to do is blot off the lip balm that I had on my lips to start out this video. I had the Made Revive Day and Night Lip Balm. This is fantastic. I just picked it up recently and I've kept it in my studio so I can have nice, juicy, prepped lips, and it's done a really nice job. Okay, little hair readjustment, little nose tickle. Now I'm going to go in and switch my brush back to an N12 brush one last time. Do something that I always like to do, which is take any bronzer or any, bronzer or sculpting product that I'm using on my skin and just run a little bit along my lip. This is warm. It's not like a cool contour, but it's still going to work, I think, very nicely. Just a little bit of it. Very pretty. Moment of truth, let's do some lip lining. I've been waiting for the lip products. I think the lipsticks look so pretty and the lip liners, everything looks so pretty, but I've been really pumped on these two lipstick colors that I picked out. We'll probably only put one on today, so I'll swatch the other one just so you can see what it looks like and like the undertone. But the lip liner is the shade As Much As You Like. Love this packaging. Okay, that goes on really creamy, very pigmented. I have a feeling that these are going to be extremely long wearing. Of course, it's my first impression. I'll definitely report back. I'll definitely let you know my thoughts on how this makeup wore, how the lip liner wore, the eyeliner, the shadow. This color is really pretty. It's like a nice, very wearable, rosy tone. I don't feel like I have a lip liner that looks like this either, so I think this is definitely missing in my collection. That is nice. Is this supposed to be long wearing? It must be. It has to be a long wearing, yeah. Yeah, accentuating long wear lip liner. Okay, that definitely feels long wearing, like I mentioned. Now, I think I should have bought, or I should have picked out, excuse me, I didn't buy this, but I should have picked out more of a pink blush to go with this makeup look. We're still going to put this on because it's the only blush that I have, and I think it's so beautiful, but I do feel like it might clash a little bit with my lip combo that I'm going to put on, because my lip combo is going to be more on the like neutral rosy side, and this is definitely quite a bit on the peach side. But we're going to make it work. We're going to test it out. This video is all about playing with Hung Vanngo Beauty, getting a first impression, seeing what its capabilities are, and then going from there. So I'm going to grab my N15 powder brush, dip into the shade Born from Beauty, which is such a great name. And let's do, yeah, it's definitely very peachy. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, that's really pretty. Very matte, very blurring. Very similar to the bronzer in texture. Actually almost identical to the bronzer texture, where it's like a soft matte that's blurring on my skin. Almost has like a filtery effect to it. Ooh, it's pretty. Really pretty. I'm not normally a peachy blush fan on me, but I actually really like this peach on me. It's pretty. It's very pretty. It goes really well with the eyes. Color theory wise, is it going to be the best combo with this lip? No. Are we going to make it work and still end up feeling confident? 100%. It's not that serious. What I want to do, honestly, too, is I want to just take the tiniest bit of the blush. I want to just add this right to the brow bone, just to kind of bring some extra cohesiveness to this makeup look. Yeah, there we go. I think it was kind of missing a little something right here. And also I didn't do the best job of blending this part underneath my brow bone. So that's going to help to smooth that out. Very pretty. Definitely feeling this makeup look. I'm going to try to add one more coat of the V mascara, but I think it might be too late. I don't want to do the false lashes. I want to just live in this eyeshadow look and not have anything distracting from it. But I do want a bit more mascara. So adding that bit, I think, helped a touch. Okay, we have just 2 things left in this Hung Vanngo Beauty makeup look, uncut. I'm going to do one of the lipsticks, and I think it's probably going to have to be... Actually, I'm a liar. Let's swatch them both. Let's take a look at them, and let's see where we're at. This is the shade Wild Rose. Ooh. Oh, yeah, it's got to be Wild Rose. It just has to be. And this is 88. I'm assuming Hung Vanngo was born in 88, and that's where the 88 comes from. But I don't know. I could be totally making that up. I'm an 86er, so I could definitely see myself naming a lipstick 86. I have my knuckles tattooed 86, so if you ever wonder what my age is, yeah, I'll never be able to lie to you because it's right here on my knuckles. Okay, so this is 88, more of like a peachy nude, and that is Wild Rose. I think we're going to have to do Wild Rose because it's going to go, oh yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Whoa. These are like fully pigmented. These are like artistry. It's giving like MAC level pigment in a lipstick. That is so unique, so different, so not something you see me use all the time on my channel, which I am really here for that and doing something different. And I feel like this makeup look it's like bringing back the glam, you know? And I do feel like, I've talked about this before, I feel like Hung is going to bring back and be one of the reasons why colorful eyeshadow looks are going to make a comeback. Colored cosmetics in general, colorful beauty products in general are going to make a comeback. I think that he is going to be at the forefront of bringing that back and inspiring that kind of comeback with makeup. We are so tired of the clean girl makeup. We're so tired of minimalist makeup looks. I think that we have all just overdid it to the max. So I can really see Hung being like one of the people that is bringing this colorful movement back to makeup and making makeup really fun again. And I am so here for that. I can't even tell you. I'm so pumped on that idea. Just do a little extra powder, and then we will talk about this makeup look. But that is a full face until I buy some more stuff of Hung Vanngo Beauty, and I could not be more excited for this makeup look. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The eyes, super impactful. The shadow was super impactful. Like I mentioned earlier, the blend was really easy. There's pretty much zero fallout, and like you saw, I went to town blending this eye makeup look on. I really went to town to like get in there, to create depth, to do all that stuff, and I was left with maybe like a little hint of fallout on my bottom lash line, but nothing to write home about, nothing major. So the blendability, the color payoff, and the overall formula and texture is absolute pro level perfection going on. This is very reminiscent, like these textures and these tones and the way this makeup is going onto my skin. It's really giving me like NARS at its best and MAC Cosmetics at its best. You know what I mean? None of the failures, but like those two brands at their absolute best abilities. It's giving that, and I love it. So this is the complete look. Eyes are done. The lip, minus the on my teeth, is spectacular. It's gorgeous. The blush, I'm actually really loving, even though I'm not a peach blush person. On me, I think it's really soft and really beautiful. Really impressed by the bronzer and the way it blended on my more like wet skin and still looked really beautiful and like soft. It didn't skip a beat. It didn't get patchy. It didn't stick or cling to one area. It went on very smooth and really, just really evenly, which was nice. The palette that I still need to try out is going to be the Wonderful Warm palette. So stay tuned for this. I'll definitely post a tutorial using this palette, so you'll see it very, very soon. As well as I'll use 88 lipstick in a video as well very, very soon. Everything else is amazing. The eyeliner went on super creamy, very blendable. The brown, I think, is going to be a new favorite because I feel like it really brought out the chocolatey brown in my eyes in like the best way possible. In fact, I want to add a touch more because the formula is so creamy and so rich. I will link everything that I put on my face in this video, and I will link both retailers so you could shop both retailers. I'll link Hung Vanngo Beauty and as well as Sephora if that's your preferred place to buy his products. But this is a complete makeup look. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you plan on trying anything from Hung Vanngo Beauty, let me know what you plan on putting in your cart. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let me know if any of these were the products that you had your eye on and if this really sealed the deal for you. I'm going to wear this out for the rest of the day and I'm going to feel really confident and really pretty. So shout out to Hung Vanngo. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you, and this could not be more deserved. You're such a humble and amazing artist. So I hope you see this video and I hope you feel the love because we all love you at my community. And I will link, in case you're not familiar, all his platforms in the description box below. And that's it. This is the look. I feel pretty. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.